If you want to stay up to date with all current hip hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to become part of this community. So, by now you all probably know Don Toliver, that Travis Scott protege that we've heard on records, as popular as Lemonade, to that Jack Boys EP, to his own music, for example, with no idea that he really started, blowing up with. And over the past couple of weeks or months at this point, he's been releasing singles, 2 to be exact, which is not that much, but it can give us a really good taste of what's to come with his next album. The 2 singles I'm talking about is What You Need and Drugs and Hella Melodies, and both of these I loved. I genuinely love those. So let's talk about what my expectations for his new record are. So Don Toliver is set to drop an album. That is no, surprise. We've been knowing about this. We've been knowing about this ever since he dropped his 2020 album, Heaven or Hell, which, by the way, gave us a great, further, deeper look into his artistry. Tracks like Euphoria are probably my favorites on here, but also, of course, on here were Had Enough or No Idea. After Party on Cardigan also blew up quite a lot. So he's been having his fair share of success with this record and did elevate to a certain mainstream level with this. But these new singles that he dropped are a bit different in a way. These 2 singles are more perfected. I believe they are more in the likes of what he wants to do, what he wants his music to sound like, what he wants to convey with this music. And that is that really psychedelic sound that a lot of people like Travis for, but Travis is never 100% focused on this. Travis is dabbling in a lot of trap elements as well. He's now making psychedelic rock, which, by the way, that might call for another album. Travis just announced that his new album, which might be Utopia, is more psychedelic rock than anything else, but that's for another video, so subscribe if you want to hear about that. But what I'm talking about with Don Toliver is he really perfected this art of creating that vibe, creating that atmosphere, creating that image in your head with his music. From the trippy, eerie instrumentals to the way he uses his singing voice, it just all fits together perfectly. What You Need was more up-tempo, happy, but still very psychedelic. But this new thing, Drugs and Hella Melodies, this is amazing. This is exactly what I want from him. This is not a too structured song. This is a very loosely structured song, but it embodies every single element that I love from a Don Toliver record. Now, another thing that plays a very important role in why I want to, talk about this is the visuals that we got for this. We got visuals for both What You Need and Drugs and Hella Melodies, and both of them are exactly what you would imagine when you listen to his music. They're very trippy. You feel like you're on a psychedelic trip. There's a lot of colors, a lot of unnatural things happening, him floating around somewhere. Go watch those videos. They really put you in a different mindset. It reminds me a lot of what Rocky did for L.O.A.D or stuff like that. So those are really something that I was happy about. And I think that really perfectly sets the tone for his new record. Right now, we have the title Life of a Don, or L.O.A.D, but I'm not sure if that will be the final version or of the name. If anyone knows more about this, please let me know. That's what we have so far. We got those 2 singles so far, and for judging from those, that's the only thing that we can really go off of right now. This new record is going to be more psychedelic than, for example, Heaven or Hell, because that still stick to a pretty mainstream trap drum patterns and a very, kind of a song structure that resembled hit songs around that time, 2020. But I think if now he's at a level where he's comfortable at with pushing his music commercially, he can then create whatever he wants. And I think that's exactly what he's doing right now, and I love it. I hope that he explores more themes on this new record, judging, from what he's done in the past with Euphoria, for example. I hope that he uses his voice, uses this, art and skill of creating those psychedelic images for the listener to paint more pictures that just, people can relate to, maybe in a more abstract way. That's something that I love about Travis's music as well. Some of those Travis deep cuts that are very psychedelic always dabble around some sort of abstract concept, be it love, be it, loyalty, whatever, but then in a very abstract and artistic way, and I love that. It leaves a lot of room for interpretation, not just from the lyrics, but also from the way that the song is put together. So I hope that Don can come through with some of that on his new record as well. It's, been someone who I've kept my eye on for a long time. I really started noticing him when Travis, of course, co-signed him and put him on Astroworld, but then also with the Jack Boys EP, and then it just kind of kept going from there. People really loved After Party when it came out, which I was kind of surprised by, because I always rock with No Idea, of course, but some of the deeper cuts also on his first mixtape I really loved. So I'm excited to see where his career is going. I believe he can really, embody that part of Travis Scott that a lot of people like, that a lot of people go to Travis for, but Don just really goes through with it. Travis, I think, stops at a level where it becomes commercially just not profitable anymore, because he would say like, oh, people don't like this anymore because it's too crazy or too psychedelic, too like spacey. But Don, that's like his niche. Don is like that niche Travis Scott that we all love, that we like go to SoundCloud for and search for slowed and reverb versions for Travis Scott songs. So that's really what I go to his music for, and I hope that we can get a lot of more like that stuff on his new record. As I said, Life of a Don, it is temporarily titled right now. We still don't have a lot of information on this. He once said that it's going to drop in July, which would be this month. We're not really sure. That was like a comment that he made a couple of, I think in May it was, but we just don't know. I'm also going to be excited about the features, because I think Don Toliver is also someone who, can take a feature that you would just think is like just another second verse on a record, but then really make it be incorporated in the song in a very artistic and a very thoughtful way. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm very excited for his new album. I hope a lot more psychedelic styles on there. I hope more of that niche Travis Scott that we all like. So I'm excited. Drugs and Hella Melodies, what you need, keep streaming it, keep playing it, because that's really, we gotta support that. We gotta support that he's staying true to his music style. So yeah, that's what I think about this. Now I want to know what you think about this. Did you like Drugs and Hella Melodies? Did you like What You Need? What are your expectations for his new album? What did you learn, about Don Toliver from these two records? Have you been listening to him, only starting recently, or are you like an OG listening to him since back in the mixtape days? Did you discover him through Travis Scott? What is your favorite Don Toliver song? All of that, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.